Yeah, thanks. First of all, I wanted to thank everyone for having us here. It means a lot to me. This is my second time back here, and I must say, I've never seen such a sense of hospitality besides maybe outside of my own country. But in any case, I wanted to start by just saying something very quick. Most of the time, most people don't know that I'm Muslim. I come from Senegal, where 95% of us are Muslim. And I must say that my best friend so far, besides my husband, has been my father. And I really think that that's where everything started for me. I'm his oldest child, but I'm a woman, but he's always said, why would I need a son? In her, I have a son, I have a daughter, I have my best friend, I've got everything. So I really started from that standpoint of my father really positioning me so high up that I was afraid to fall, quite frankly. So that's really my upbringing, and I think it meant a lot. And so from then on, I went on with my grandmother picking up the slacks, because when I was I was born in Senegal, and then my parents decided to go to Europe, but they didn't know if they were going to stay in Europe or not, so they didn't want to drag me along with them on an uncertain journey. So they left me behind with my grandmother. So there I was, age 4, 5, 6, 7. I spent my time out with a group of young boys that I was leading all over the place. And to this day, I'm still leading men around. And I guess that's just my little journey, but it's been working out pretty well for me. So do I come from a family of entrepreneurs? I would not call my parents entrepreneurs, but the way they were thinking was entrepreneurial, in the sense that it does not matter what you find, where you come. Turn everywhere and everything that surrounds you into things that work for you. So if I come to a place where people may not look at me or consider me because they think, oh, this is a woman, or oh, she comes from Africa, whatever it is, my instinct should not to be angry, but to be, it's my job to make them think differently. So it's this attitude of taking matters into my own hands.
So then how did you pick the particular areas that you've chosen to work in? What were your, what drove those choices?
Well, the reason why I'm doing everything that I'm doing today, there are two things that keep me up at night, every single night. And it is my greatest sense of urgency. The number one thing is that, I don't know if here we talk about it, but I heard yesterday that 65% of Saudi people are below the age of 25, if I'm correct in my numbers, but that's what I heard. Well, imagine that most of those folks, right now, imagine that most of your young Saudis, 65% of your population, is laying right now at the bottom of the ocean because they tried to get themselves into boats and they tried to make it to Europe to find jobs.
Yeah.
Is that right? Absolutely not. That is not right with me. So that's my number one concern. So I got to find a way to provide jobs to those young people so that they don't go and do what they're doing right now and laying and ending up where they're ending up right now. So that's number one. Number two has to do with coming from Africa. Most of the time, elements of my culture are being lost day in and day out. Why? Because of some parts of it has to do with history. But primarily, a lot of my culture is being lost because my very people don't feel worthy enough. They don't feel that our culture is worthy enough of the rest of the world. So we're so eager all the time to ditch who we are in favor of Western civilization. And that's not okay with me either, because I feel that we've got a lot to offer to the rest of the world. But if we want to offer that to the rest of the world, I better come up with a solution to preserve my culture. And one of the best ways to preserve culture, to preserve anything as a matter of fact, is to make sure it expands. So having been in America for as long as I've been in America, as soon as I got my degree in international business in France, I decided that America was going to be the place where I could really flourish and be the person that I know that if I work hard at, I can be. So if you think about my two problems, one is creating jobs, another one is preserving my culture.
Yeah.
Well, in America, I found a beautiful tool. That's what we call the power of branding, especially through consumer branded goods. And that's my whole perspective.
Well, let me just